Stuff. Savior of the universe. Stuff. Hey everyone, this is Josh, Christopher, and you are listening to Waxing Pixels, the Battle Geek Plus podcast. With me, as always, I have Heather.
Hi.
Ryan.
Hey.
And Franca Colada.
Greetings.
How you guys doing today?
I'm tired. I just want to be moved and get it over with.
Like, emotionally moved?
Like slipped off your feet move?
No, like, if we're talking about emotionally moved, honey, we've been watching plenty of Steven Universe.
We have. We've been really catching up. We're in season 3 now.
Really?
We are.
Yeah.
I heard that they're not renewing Steven Universe.
What kind of monster would decide that?
Idiots.
Sounds like it.
Oh, my whole life has been ruined.
Yeah, I think they're currently on season 4.
Yes.
So they're a couple episodes into it, so they're still...
So, like,
Quite a
they
ways to
haven't
go.
renewed it for season 5? Or
That's correct.
Oh, okay.
Still.
Well, I don't know. Like, a part of me is like, that's really sad and whatever, and who the fuck decided to do that? But then again, there's a very large fan base that, don't buy toys. The only merchandise they buy are, like, posters and t-shirts. So, if it's probably dying because of that. That's just...
Those bastards.
I know. How dare we not buy toys as adults?
Hopefully it'll get picked up by, like, Netflix or something then and continue. Because isn't that going to be happening with Young Justice?
I think so. I think
Really?
I read. Yeah, I think I read
That's what I
something
heard.
about Netflix was picking up Young Justice to do season 3 because season 1 was great. Season 2 was fantastic.
But, again, it was aimed at an older audience and not so many action figures for kids 4 to 6,
It was the same thing with the new Thundercats that came out. It only had like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 seasons.
No, I think it only had 1.
I think it had 2 at least.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it
Yeah,
had 1.
well, considering the fact that they put there was a lot of story building in that show, and Pumira, that whole arc, that there's no way they could have shoved that into, because I have the first half of the first season on DVD.
Okay, maybe it was 2. I don't know.
Yeah, because if they did all that in the second half, like, there's no way they would have been able to put a story to that.
Well, Turtles is going into its 4th season right now, but apparently they finished recording the 5th and final season of the show, which that's how
What,
far
it's going to end at the 5th?
Yeah, actually...
Don't die, Ryan.
The creators of that show said that they wanted either 3 seasons or 5 seasons out of it, depending on how far they could take it. Like how popular it was and everything. They could get the story done in 3 seasons, but they wanted 5. It's kind of like the same people. They worked on Teen Titans,
Okay.
right? So at least like at the very top of production, and it's pretty much the same thing. Like they got 5 seasons out of it. They cut it off while it was still nice and everything. And I actually I'm hoping that after the 5th season's over, they're just gonna wait until the next decade and then bring it back as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Go, so everyone can hate it.
Oh my god.
Well, Teen Titans Go is an abomination.
It's funny.
It's okay.
No, just no.
Anyway,
Don't look at me like that when you're eating that cupcake, you ass.
So 4 or 5 minutes in, I don't know how far we're in now, but we'll finally start talking about some video games here on our video game podcast.
Games.
So anyway, I heard that PlayStation Plus is going to be going up to $59.99 for a year subscription.
What is it now?
That's what I'm wondering.
It's only $49.99 right now.
Okay, so it's jumping up
Oh.
$10.
Yeah, just $10.
I thought I was already paying $60 a year to get free games every month.
Well, yeah, I heard the internet was actually outraging about this.
Of course, they'll outrage.
It's the
about
internet.
anything.
They'll
Outrage about anything. I mean, yeah, the price going up for PlayStation Plus does kind of suck. What's Xbox Live Gold like? What's their price?
Well, it's only $49.99.
Okay,
For
so
a year?
It's
Yeah,
gonna
for a
be
year.
okay. So it's going up to. It's gonna be more expensive than gold. That's kind of a unselling point right there. But yeah, for some reason I already thought I was paying $60 a year for PlayStation Plus. So me personally, I'm just kind of like, oh, that's how much money I'm spending? Like I'm rich or something. And
Yeah, oh god, if only we were rich.
so the fact that it has gone up another $10 a year, like, I don't know, 10 divided by 12, how many months do I, like, how much more time do I need to come up with that extra $10? How much extra money do I need to make a month to be able to pay for PlayStation Plus next year.
Well, there's always more corners.
Oh.
Ouch.
Well, I mean, as long as like me and you don't run into like, the same corner.
Yeah, that was
So,
awkward.
I mean, people already confuse us anyway at our actual jobs. So, if people started thinking you was me and I was you, and the way you're not sucking dick the same way that you used to, Frank,
Yeah, I got something similar to that when one of your customers. Wait a minute. You're not my Josh.
So, anyway.
Yeah,
you better not be moving in on his territory. We got bills to pay, and I'm his pimp, okay?
Well, I mean...
We're moving in together, though, so it might actually be...
So, I can pimp you both out? Is that what you're saying?
I'm on the lease.
Lease to own?
They don't like me because I'm too expensive for them, Josh. I'm sorry.
Too expensive.
Too expensive.
I'm the less expensive option.
You're the McDonald's.
Oh,
You're the McDonald's.
I'm the McDonald's of prostitutes.
I'm sorry, Frank, but I think you have shit backwards. Because if that was true, I probably would have ended up being married to you instead of the other way around.
Well, if I am the McDonald's of prostitutes, you are the dirty-ass Terre Haute Wendy's of prostitutes.
Oh, burn!
The one with all the flies in it and everything.
Oh, that's seething right there.
Speaking
that was rude.
of regret, No Man's Sky.
Nice. That's nice.
Oh,
Okay.
no,
So, No Man's Sky. This is the first time I've heard, that I can remember anyway, of people actually getting refunds because of a game being so poorly received. So what's going on with that? Who's really looked into that?
Yeah, obviously people hate the game. It's getting an overwhelmingly bad reception because there were features that were promised and they did not deliver. That's what all the reviews are saying. And also now outlets like Amazon, Steam, and Sony are actually giving full refunds to people who apparently have technical issues, quote unquote, with the game and have played it under 2 hours. But there's reports going that they're issuing refunds to people who have played it for a lot longer than 2 hours.
No. The way it is right now is that the reason why it was such a big surprise that Sony was offering full refunds was because they were the ones that had the policy of, you have to return it within 14 days. You have to have less than 2 hours played. And in some instances, you couldn't have even downloaded or installed the game to even get a refund. And so it's kind of a big deal that Sony is all like, it doesn't matter how long you've owned it, it doesn't matter how long you've played it. And it's the same thing for all other platforms, Amazon, Steam, all that. They're giving out full refunds regardless of how much playtime you have. So that's not a rumor, that's a thing. So yeah, then it's just like a huge surprise that Sony's being a part of it because their return policy is so stringent. But they're making a big exception for this one because things did not go well with this game at all. I have a buddy who was super excited about it, and I was talking to him about it yesterday at work, and he said that the first 45 minutes of gameplay on that first planet, he had a lot of fun. The graphics were great, and he was so excited to do exploring and everything, and then after that point, he was just like, wow, this is boring. Wow, this sucks. Like, he was like, oh, it's going to be so much better whenever I get into space. No, it didn't. So he was just like, well, I just wasted this money for no reason. And I was telling him about the refunds, and he had said that he'd heard about it, but he hadn't looked into it. And after I, informed him of all the refunds that are going on, he was like, well, I know what I'm doing when I get home tonight now. Because he's like, I'm never going to play it again. He says it's complete garbage. So.
Yep. Which, it's one of those things, like, it's been built up for so long, and I remember, seeing the first videos of it and everything, and it was supposed to be this big, amazing thing, and, there were a lot of people grabbing it on day one and everything. I know Christopher, our music guy, like, I know he has the game. I don't really know what he thought of it in the long run or anything, or if he's still playing it, or if he's gone back to just playing GTA 5 online or whatever, or Minecraft. But, yeah, it's just a real shame, especially considering that usually when games like this happen, it's usually a launch title or something. You're getting all hyped up for the new generation of whatever console, and then the first 5 or 6 games come out, and maybe like one of them's actually good, and the other ones are just kind of like, wow, why did I buy this console at launch? All these games suck.
Yeah, launch games can be slippery slope.
Yeah, like launch games are definitely not like what they used to be. Like during like the Super Nintendo era or something like that, where you had F-Zero and Super Mario World and Pilot Wings and yada yada. I know we didn't really have the most fun in the world with Pilot Wings.
That game was stupid.
But you can imagine like just the technical marvel it was back in the 16-bit era. Like at least it'd be cool for that. And there are plenty of people that actually do like Pilot Wings. I guess just we're not part of that group. So, anywho.
Real quick, I don't know, I was just thinking about it. So the price is going up for PlayStation Plus. Is there a reason? Did they give a reason? Or
here it is. Right here. Let's see. Sony's new policy is fuck you.
Fuck you, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Frank.
You got it.
Yeah, I
You
knew
had me
the second you said that, I knew exactly where the fuck you were going with that.
Nope, he totally got me.
Well, honey, I adore you, but sometimes you're easy to fool.
No, I'm not.
So I remember a couple of podcasts ago, like we were talking about No Man's Sky before it came out. We were like, it might be kind of addictive type of game, so we're not going to get it right away. Maybe we'll get it when it's cheaper. Now, is anybody going to get it?
No, I wasn't going to get it. It's not my kind of game. I had no interest in it to begin with. But, I mean, I'm more interested in the game now because of all this bullshit that's happening. Like, I've actually looked into things and I've, read stuff about it. And before, if it had turned out to be the amazing game that it was promised to be, I wouldn't know anything about it. Other than you go from planet to planet, you discover things, you name stuff. I would not have known anything beyond that if this game had come out as promised. But because it did not come out as promised, now I'm all like, ooh, why? What's wrong? What was promised and what did you not get?
Oh man, a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, I looked up, I was on No Man's Lie and I was reading through a good portion of that. And one thing that really stood out was they were talking about, you were going to have space battles with fleets of ships. And fleets of ships are 3 ships and they're static. They don't move. They just kind of hang out, apparently. And just
What'd
wait,
you think
just
about
wait
that?
for you to come by to blow them up.
What'd you think about that hockey game, eh? We're just chilling in space, eh?
Fleets, quote unquote, of Canadians in space, apparently.
Right.
The most terrifying.
Yeah, I heard
predators.
you can build colonies in this game. Can you? I don't.
Oh,
really
I don't think so. I don't recall that.
Okay.
But then again, like I said, I only looked through a portion of No Man's Lie. I didn't take all the time to read through every last thing.
Kind of hard to meticulously go through that list when you don't even plan on playing the game anyway.
Well, yeah.
So, not unless you just really want to jump on that outrage train. I didn't buy this game, but No Man's Sky is definitely No Man's Lie, and so I want a refund for the fact that I'm angry. I'm so butthurt. Sony, I want my $60 back. You didn't buy the game. I want my $60 back.
Hey, if I actually would get $60 back, fuck, I'd complain like that.
You can, but you have to actually do the voice, too.
No.
Make me sound like I'm a Muppet with a hand at my ass?
Yes, that or I don't know. I was going for more of a Fuzzy Lumpkins.
You
Fuzzy
sounded like you were trying to be
oh
a
my
Kermit
god,
the Frog.
Fuzzy Lumpkins.
Get off of my property! That's my property!
I'll tell you guys what. I will buy the game when it's $5 because at the rate Battleborn is going down in price rapidly. I think No Man's Sky will also go down in price. And at $5, I think I will get my money's worth out of this game.
Why would you even... I don't understand your logic, Ryan. Why?
Assuming the game's going to get better by the time the price drops?
Yeah, probably.
Well, no, it's just that it's going to meet the level of expectation Ryan has for it, is what it is. $5 is the expectation level.
Yeah, I mean, I've been vaguely interested in this game, but I'm not going to pay $60 for it, obviously.
Here's my take on why this is such an issue right now. I believe that the director guy that was trying to sell this game, I think this is what he envisioned the game to be, and all the other people that are working for him were freaking out because he's promising stuff that they know they can't deliver on the date that it's supposed to be released. I think maybe that he was envisioning this like the end product.
He was out in his own little world and not tethered to what was actually happening.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the article also said, there will be DLC for it.
Which, I remember reading that the DLC is definitely going to be paid for DLC. And that cracks me up. That I actually laughed when I read that, because with how badly the game is being received and how badly it's performing, and how many people are refunding it for the full price because they're like, I'm never going to play this piece of garbage again. I mean, I think it was like for PlayStation, they were like 5 patches the first month it was out. And it's like, if your game's doing this bad, you want to try and get people back, you don't put out DLC that you have to definitely 100% pay for. I mean, I don't know, maybe they're just trying to make up the money they're losing, but in DLC, that's not even gonna be a drop in the bucket compared to what they've lost already.
Yep. Brian, didn't you say that the directors used to be with EA?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, well, there's the problem.
Yeah. He might be a former EA employee.
That explains everything.
Well, see, by the time the game is down to $5, it will be the Game of the Year edition with the DLC.
It may be Game of the Year for
Game
garbage.
Of the year?
Well, yeah, it's going to be Game of the Year in garbage category.
Yeah, in garbage category.
Look at how many Game of the Year editions of everything come out now. Like, not every game can be Game of the Year. Like, it's Game of the Year such and such category. Like, it's just kind of like the next... I don't know, the Telltale Batman series will probably have like a Game of the Year edition. It's all like Game of the Year category Batman on BatmanGames.com or something like that.
Yeah.
Is there a BatmanGames.com?
I don't know.
Maybe.
To the internet.
I can't trust Frank to look it up because the answer
the
will be fuck
response
you.
will be fuck you.
I don't know. Let me see if there's a BatmanGames.com.
I feel like this should already be a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure someone owns BatmanGames.com. But, yeah, like nothing's... Yeah, there's you can buy the domain, BatmanGames.com.
Ooh.
I don't know who you can buy it from, but it's here.
Yeah, it's going to be expensive.
I smell a business opportunity.
Why, are you going to make a Batman game?
No.
Click here to buy BatmanGames.com. What is your name? What is your email? What is your mobile phone number? Get a price quote. Huh.
Get a price quote.
So
price
they'll probably be all like, I need $20,000 to give you...
If I had that domain, I would end up doing like Batman Twister, Batman Slides and Ladders,
Batman Monopoly. They
Batman Candyland.
Batman, can you guess who?
Okay, so yeah, BatmanGames.com.
Yeah.
If you go to GoDaddy, BatmanGames.com, it says it's not available, so someone's privately selling it. But if you get BatmanGames.game, it's $600 a year.
So yeah, I think if the directors wanted to make money on No Man's Sky, they should have went the route of Minecraft.
So
like you can like buy into the beta,
okay.
and you expect it to have flaws and whatnot.
Okay, and then just kind of stuff.
Like, yeah, and you said, well, we want our money back. It's like, well, you bought the beta, so why don't you just wait until the game actually comes out?
Really, the only thing I can think of that would be really cool at this point when it comes to No Man's Sky would be if someone like who does own the PC version or whatever ends up doing like really cool mods for it.
Yeah.
Like imagine like No Man's Sky Star Fox mod, or something like that.
Yeah, but I see a potential problem because I think it shares a server. Or is it a game by itself?
I'm not sure, but even if it did share a server, like for example, the Dragon Ball MMO, Dragon Ball Online.
Oh yeah.
Like that's been defunct for like a couple of years now or whatever, but like there are people that have set up servers so you can play Dragon Ball Online.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and get that software and continue, playing
That's
Dragon Ball
true.
Online and everything as it did when it was available. It was never available in this country, but it was a Korean MMO actually, which I think went to a couple other places in Asia. But yeah, but at this point, like the official servers are done.
Mm.
But you could still, it'd be pretty cool. Like you could like mod it or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
it would be cool, but if they're trying to go for the whole realism, it's probably not going to have mods because mods will screw everything up unless it's just graphic user interface mods.
Yeah, maybe.
Then yeah.
So I mean, there's stuff like that for like Street Fighter all the time. People come up with like custom costumes and stuff like that, which, you know, they don't show up on the other user's end because they don't have those textures. But
Right.
whatever.
Wait, there's mods for Street Fighter?
Like for like
older
custom
ones?
costumes
Okay,
and stuff like
okay,
that. Not,
older
I mean,
ones.
for even for like as new as like Street Fighter 4.
Wow, really?
Like, there have been people who have made like
Oh yeah, you're right. Because I saw that. I saw a couple of mods for.
yeah, there was one that like someone made like Seth into like Perfect Cell.
Oh yeah, I've
stuff
seen
like
that.
So there's stuff like that all the time. So I think it would be pretty cool anyway. At the very least, it'd just be something to build off of. Maybe not quite completely a total loss at some point in the future. So, hey, moving on. Last week we talked about Metal Gear.
Solid.
No, the other one, the bad one.
Oh,
Yeah, Survive.
Survive.
the
Yeah.
rage still exists.
Well, this week there's some new Metal Gear news. Some retailers leaked, and it's been officially announced finally that there is going to be a Metal Gear Solid 5, the definitive experience. Metal Gear Solid 5, the definitive experience. And it's going to be, as what most people probably guessed when they heard that, it's going to be the Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain, like the one that was like 20 minutes long.
Oh no, that's Ground Zeroes.
Ground Zeroes,
Yeah.
my bad. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
But Ground Zeroes, and then the Phantom Pain was the big one, right?
Yeah.
The actual Metal Gear Solid 5. It's going to be both of those put together with all the DLC. Pretty much a Game of the Year edition. But I guess Metal Gear Solid 5 didn't get Game of the Year on Metal Gear Solid Games of the Years.com.
I wonder why. Like, could it be a termination of a very important employee of Konami? We'll
Nah,
never
it couldn't
know.
be that.
It couldn't be that.
The world may never know.
But yeah, there's going to be this definitive edition coming out. And so apparently it'd be good for, you know, people such as myself who have never played it or anything like that, who could get it and get all the DLC. It's coming out for about $50, I think, on PlayStation and Steam. And I don't know, is Metal Gear on Xbox nowadays?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is?
Yeah, it's on Xbox.
So you've played it though, Ryan, right?
Yeah, I have it for Xbox.
When is this definitive edition coming out?
Later this year, I would assume. So I am not sure what the release date is yet. Actually, let me look that up, because, you know, that's a video.
I mean, I'm just wondering because, like, yeah, hey, this is great news or whatever, I guess, to people who care. But, I don't know, maybe, I kind of feel like maybe they announced this earlier than they planned because of the backlash that Survive got. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's possible.
Well, yeah, I assumed it was in development for a while, but then, yeah, maybe they should have waited for...
I'm sorry, Frank was just very aggressively eating his cupcake while staring at me.
Yeah, it's coming out this fall.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's going to be something for the holiday season for all the kiddies.
Meow.
Yeah, they
No,
probably
that's
should
not how
have...
it works. It's steak. Steak. Steak!
I'm okay.
Yeah, they probably should have announced this first before Survive.
Probably, you know, but this is definitely, it sounds like a making up for Metal Gear Survive. Oh, but you got Metal Gear Solid 5 Definitive Edition. Everybody has that voice apparently today.
Please don't leave. Continue to give us monies.
Japanese guys at Konami, please continue to give us money. So
Please don't leave us.
So the definitive experience. Now, do you have all the DLC and like the game, the Ground Zeroes and all that stuff? Do you have everything?
I got Ground Zero.
Yeah, I have Ground Zeroes. I have but I don't have the DLC for Phantom Pain. I mean, I have Phantom Pain. I've beaten all the missions. I just haven't played the DLC, to be honest. And I heard the DLC is not really that much more. So
you might just go ahead and just go with the DLC rather than buying the whole definitive experience.
yeah, if I want to play the DLC, but the DLC it's not a lot. It's just like 2 extra missions, which I don't really care about playing.
No, okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It might be something I might pick up eventually. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, I'm kind of into stealth games, kind of not. Like, I'm not as hardcore into them as, say, like Heather is. But then again, you're not even really that much of a Metal Gear fan because it's
No.
more like watching a movie every time you sit down to play.
Oh my god.
What about Metal Gear Solid 4?
Yeah.
Oh, Metal Gear Solid 4. That's the game that my PS3 came with, and that
I went on YouTube and I watched all the cutscenes. I went through 3 bags of popcorn, and it took more than like 24 hours.
Yeah, I remember
to
when.
watch the whole thing.
Oh my god.
That's
Oh
just
my
the cutscenes.
God.
Just the cutscenes.
Oh my god.
no, Ryan, you were
Yeah,
saying.
I remember when I beat Metal Gear Solid 4 back in 2008. So I beat the final boss like around 10 at night, and then the ending was done like at 2:30 in the morning. That's how long the ending was.
What?
I remember. Well, I remember when I was playing
What?
through. So I'd started several files where you just go through like that busted up kind of city, and you just go through there and like. I started several files where I just play that part and get the Metal Gear out of my system. But there was, I think my first file was the one that I actually tried to actually go through the whole game. And there was one point I remember where there was a cutscene with like a tiny little Metal Gear robot, and that went for a while. And then it finally let me start playing the game again. I was Snake, and I was in like a trench coat or something, and I ran like down the street and around the corner, and then it started another cutscene.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, fuck this. And like I think I went out and like bought another game that day.
Yeah,
Just
I think
so
it's
I
like
would have something else to play.
yeah. I think Metal Gear Solid 4 was only 2 hours of actual gameplay and like 10 hours of cutscenes.
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm not shitting you.
I don't like my mind is boggled right now.
Games never change.
Oh my god.
So I mean, I liked Metal Gear Solid 3. Yeah, that was a really
Yeah,
good
well,
one.
actually, the good thing about Metal Gear Solid 5 is there are not a lot of cutscenes.
Really?
Yeah, there's not a lot of cutscenes.
3 subsidence, I think is what it's called.
Subsistence.
Subsistence, yeah,
Yes.
that's the second remake of the game that came out for 3.
Yeah.
It changed all the camera angles, basically, which is a huge burden. Not a burden. Relief of off the shoulder.
Oh.
The other thing.
The opposite word.
The opposite word of burden.
See, yeah, when it comes to stealth games, like I've had a lot of people like, oh yeah, you should check out Metal Gear, and I'm all like, no. I've also had people tell me I should check out, what was it, Splinter Cell?
Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played a couple of the Splinter Cell games.
I've been told that Hitman's okay. I'm not really sure.
I'm not into Hitman.
On
I
Splinter
haven't
Cell.
looked into
Well,
it.
Splinter Cell is basically Metal Gear with really, really cheesy voice acting.
Oh, okay.
Well, I never played Splinter Cell, but I played Batman Begins on PlayStation 2, which basically was Splinter Cell Lite.
But with Batman.
Yeah, so like some of the features that kind of went along with it was like you still had the camera you could peek under the door with and all that stuff, just like in Splinter Cell. But I'd never actually played a proper Splinter Cell game. The other Metal Gear that I liked though was it was on the PSP.
Acid?
No, not that one.
Peace Walker?
Peace Walker. Yeah, there was
that's also on the PlayStation 3. I think you have
Yeah.
it.
There was I had a Metal Gear like HD collection that had that game on it. So I played it on the PS3. And one thing I really liked about that was the cutscenes were like pretty short, and they were more like comic book panels than actual cutscenes.
Oh, I remember that
And
game.
like you had like the base and all that where you ran around, but then you could like go and like keep replaying missions and stuff.
Yeah,
So-
like that's how Metal Gear Solid 5 is.
Okay,
So you can like recruit people against their will?
Yeah. Oh
that was
yeah.
my favorite thing about it. Like,
yeah.
I don't think I ever ended up completing Peace Walker. I don't remember why, but it just something came up, and
So
maybe I had to go to
basically,
work
like you
or
were just
something.
attaching people to balloons and just letting them fly through.
Well,
the
yeah, I
air.
was
I
basically
remember, I
sneaking
remember
around.
you doing that, attaching balloons to people and just be like, bye.
Yeah, I just kept like recruiting people with the balloons and like running up and doing CQC on them, and I'm just kind of all like mullet ninja, and then balloon them.
First time I saw you do that, I had so much fun going around. Hey, have you heard about my company? We have plenty of benefits. We'll see you in the interview.
yeah. Also, in Metal Gear Solid 5, you can attach balloons to vehicles like tanks and
A balloon.
a balloon.
Just a balloon.
Just a balloon.
Yeah, you upgrade the balloon and it can lift up like containers.
Okay.
My
Tanks.
balloons. He stole my balloons.
Yeah.
Where did he get one of those things.
Yeah, on Free
Yeah.
Balloon Day.
Yeah, Josh, which is why I totally recommend you play Metal Gear Solid 5. Because
Well, yeah, if it's basically Peace Walker.
it's basically
You know,
Peace Walker.
there is one other thing about Metal Gear Solid 5 that came to mind, before we move on, and that's that there was somebody who was playing Metal Gear Solid 5, and they were also tweeting about it, like between missions and stuff like that. And one of the missions was Escape from Metal Gear.
Oh, I remember
You
you
remember
telling
this?
me about
I
this
can't,
tweet.
I can't remember who said it, and if you're listening, let me know. But the mission was Escape from Metal Gear.
Right.
And he was on like a motorcycle or something, right?
Oh, yeah. I think I
And so
remember
he
this
just
one.
drove away from the Metal Gear as fast as he could, and then it said mission failed because he went too far outside the mission area.
Oh, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, that's...
And he spent like so much time to get to that point, and it hadn't saved, and he was just like, I'm done.
like, that was just... Oh, man, but it was just
Remember you
like...
telling me about that, and I was just like, holy shit.
Escape from Metal Gear. He escapes from Metal Gear. Mission failed. You escape from Metal Gear. Like I like stealth games and like the idea of like I like the Arkham games. I like the
Yes.
Tomb Raider reboot.
Yes.
That sort of thing. I liked
See-
the first few Assassin's Creed games were pretty fun.
Yes.
That sort of thing. And especially with the Arkham games, it was so fun because I got like so good at doing the stealth stuff. Not in terms of like doing the missions and like getting the points, but just like being really good at like doing stealth stuff
Being
in general.
Batman.
That like I would go into like some of my favorite stages and just see what I could get away with.
Yeah, it just got ridiculous.
And I don't think that's something I can really do so much in Metal Gear. Is just be all like, okay, but I think maybe with like 5 or like Peace Walker, maybe I could do the missions enough that I could turn around and go back into that mission later and be all like, I wonder if I can get away with doing this dumb thing. And if not, just restarting the mission. The same way that I would do with like the challenge rooms in Batman.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, maybe I will pick up this definitive experience in the fall. Because really, there's only a couple of games that I'm really excited for coming out. Let's see, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2.
That's not already out?
No, it's
No.
coming out this fall.
Damn. I thought it was already out.
It's coming out in October. Also out in October is the PS4 version of Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yay.
Fucking finally.
Finally.
And then next year in the spring, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yay!
And like that's that, and then
Zelda.
Yeah. So
See, now, talking about games that we want, I really want to start focusing more on, like, Steam games because of the fact that there's just so many stuff that, so much stuff that's, so many stuff,
Yeah.
so much stuff that's been coming out on, like, the PlayStation, or the Xbox or PC, being, AAA games, and there's just not a whole lot of AAA games that, like, I'm really interested in. And with the stealth, this game's already been out for a while, but I'm really thinking I'm going to spend the cash to get a stealth game that's also a turn-based strategy game. I have no idea how I'm going to manage that one since I'm not good at strategy, but it's called Invincible Inc. And it's that
Invisible
espionage.
Inc.
Yeah, Invisible Inc. It was that
Invisible
espionage.
Incorporated.
yes,
Or yeah,
but
Well,
Invisible
yeah,
Ink,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's
And-
also that's
yeah.
the
That's
pun.
the pun.
Yeah.
and yeah, it was that espionage one I was showing you.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
I was watching a Let's Play for it, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I
Well,
would love this
it's made by
game."
it's made by Clay, who they've
Yeah.
made a couple of series that I really like, or a couple of games that I really like. One was a series was Shank. I played
Yeah,
Shank
Shank
and
was
Shank
awesome.
2 both on the PS3, and then on Steam I got a hold of Mark of the Ninja, which I got that game and I love it and everything. And I remember the only thing that was bad about it was the fact that there was only one save file for Mark of the Ninja. So eventually, like, I was all like, oh, you're going to start playing it, Heather? Okay, I will delete my save file and all of my upgrades and everything. And then you never really went through it.
I think my biggest complaint with that game was just because I just was having a hard time getting used to the controller because it wasn't PlayStation. Because
Well,
it was a Logitech.
It's one of those games, though, where, like, it's one of the games that's better for getting used to the controller because everything is so slow and deliberate.
Yeah.
That you can you have the time to sit
I also
there and,
felt like I was moving too slow.
Really?
Yeah, whenever I was creeping around and stuff like that, like I would get irritated because I felt like the controls weren't responding as quickly as they could have, and I just creeping around in stealth games, it's what you do, but I just felt like the character was not moving. It felt too slow to me.
There are certain areas where, like, when you start getting used to the game, where, like, it's better for running, and it's just something you kind of got to get a feel for, I guess. And, like, each room is, like, its own little puzzle in and of itself anyway.
Yeah.
So
I've watched you sit and play it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I totally want to play this. But, again, that's another thing that I really, really fucking hate, is that games that have one save file. Whoever the fuck thought that up needs to be hit in the face with a baseball bat, because it's fucking stupid. And another thing is that I really hated that Pseudo51 does that in a lot of his games, because there were a lot of his games that I were like, I'd totally fucking play that. But I didn't, because there was only one save file. Lollipop Chainsaw is a great example of that.
Yeah, but No More Heroes has like 1 million save files.
Yeah, but I'm not really like, I'm like, oh yeah, it'd be fun, and then I don't care.
Right. So, anyway, moving on into our final topic. We are going... this whole game's kind of thing that trailed off from Metal Gear, that's kind of its own topic in and of itself. But anyway, moving on into our final topic, there is another NX rumor. Surprise, surprise. NX rumors are afoot. And...
Turtles!
Yes, the NX is actually a front for the Foot Clan. It's a recruiting device. That's the rumor. No, the rumor...
So basically Reggie Fils-Aimé is the Shredder.
Yes.
It makes sense now.
He is the Shredder. But the NX is said to have a share button on its controller. I don't know what the source of this rumor is, but ended up hearing about it today. And I thought the share button would be interesting to kind of bring up, because of the implications that sort of brings about Nintendo and its footage being on the internet and all of that. So, of course, if there's a share button, like right now, like Ryan, you have a Wii U.
Yeah.
And you can take, screenshots and whatnot, you can put them up on Miiverse, right?
Yeah.
So, with, is there like a specific, just one button way of doing that, or do you have to go back into a menu, or how does that work?
Yeah, like you have to press a button, and then you have to go to a menu, then you can tell to take a screen cap, and then you can post it to Miiverse with a message.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what this is saying is it's going to kind of expand on that in the same way that there's a share button on the PS4 where you'll be able to share screenshots and video up to Miiverse. But also part of the rumor is talking about how this share button is going to be for uploading things, those same things, to other social media like Twitter and YouTube and whatnot, which I think that's really interesting considering Nintendo's history of, putting copyright strikes and taking down videos and stuff like that of Nintendo, game content and whatnot. So I know that, when we've done stuff for Battle Geek Plus, we've had to be pretty careful. Like when we played New Super Mario Brothers, we had to be careful with that as to not get hit with any copyright strikes or anything. And I know you did all the editing for that, right?
Oh, yeah.
To really, get around that sort of thing. But it'll be interesting, is Nintendo going to have the share button and then someone uploads something to YouTube through its share button, and then somehow that connects it to Nintendo somehow so that they don't take it down, or are they just... how do you think that's going to work?
Well, like when I first got Mario Kart, they had a feature where you can upload your gameplay to YouTube, but, I tried it, and then as soon as it was uploaded to YouTube, it got hit with a content ID.
It's a trap!
Is that... If the NX is supposed to have a share button... do you think you might be running into the same problems right there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because, basically, hey, you're going to share your gameplay, then we deserve to make the money off it, just like what we did with Mario Kart on the Wii U.
Oh, okay. So the strike that you got was the content ID. It wasn't a strike. It was just like Nintendo's going to make the money off it.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's pretty much exactly what it was.
So, basically, you play games first and we'll make the money off of it. It's extra money. It's our business model. I think we're geniuses, Nintendo.
Well, they did have that whole profit sharing sign up for whatever thing for a while, and there was a lot of holes poked in that. I don't know if it ever really materialized.
I have no idea either.
So
I mean, we've gone away with some Smash Brothers footage on older videos.
yeah, but I mean, it's something you still got to be careful with.
Yeah.
You know, especially in terms of audio. Like audio seems to be like the real kicker for that. That and Street Fighter also.
Nintendo's new motto. At least we're not EA.
At least we're not EA. Wow.
And it's motto, not moto.
You just got a stample on my dream, don't you?
I do. That's what sister.
That's what friends are for.
I was gonna say sister-in-laws, but whatever.
That's what friends and sister-in-laws are for.
I think. Well, that's the reason why, we're moving in together, is so that, she can be around to
I can
trample on your dreams.
And do laundry without going to the laundromat.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
2-in-1 deal.
So excited.
So, yeah. Which, by the way, speaking of, so next week we're going to be doing a lot of stuff in regards to moving to our new place, which means there may or may not be a podcast next week. We may have not a podcast. You never know. So go ahead and keep a lookout for next Thursday to see if something does come up. But if it doesn't, don't be too surprised. We'll be in the middle of moving, and it's kind of hard to record a podcast when everything's packed up in boxes. Anywho, anybody else got anything to say before we get out of here?
Frank's a dummy face.
Is this because of the cupcake?
Yeah, this is because of the
Because the
cupcake.
cupcake.
It was because of the cupcake.
Because I can have cupcakes and you can sort of have cupcakes.
What are you talking about? I can absolutely have cupcakes.
But you won't.
I'm not on a diet. Why wouldn't I? I don't aggressively eat cupcakes while staring at you.
I should stream something like that.
Put it on social eating on Twitch.
Yes, do that.
Frank aggressively eating cupcakes while staring into your soul. That would be a wonderful video.
No, I wouldn't. Show it to your kids.
All right. Anyway, sounds like we are done with our podcasty talky thing this week. So you can watch our show Battle Geek Plus on Tuesdays on battlegeekplus.com. Directs you directly to our YouTube page. Lots of directing. And you can listen to this podcast on Thursdays on YouTube, or you can download it on iTunes or whatever sort of subscription model you're into. And on Sundays, we have other shows such as Awesome Video Game Memories or the occasional Battle Geek Plus Arcade Edition. Ryan, have I missed anything?
No, I think that's it.
Fantastic. So go ahead and take a look at those. And don't laugh at my fantastic. I will talk to all of you, 2 listeners, maybe next week, maybe 2 weeks from now. Anyway, I'm Josh.
And I'm Heather.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Frank.
And GTFO.